Hello, thank you all for being here today. Did y'all know that over 1 billion Apple products are active today? That means 1 out of every 7 people has an Apple product that they're currently using, whether it be iPhone, iPod, iPad, or even iMac. These are innovative products that started with Steve Jobs. He was the entrepreneur for Apple, obviously. But what I wanted to talk to you about today was the greatness of Steve Jobs and what he's meant to not only America, but the world. He's had a profound economic impact on us, and let's dive right in. So, we'll start off with his origin. He actually, when he was born, he was put up for adoption almost immediately. His parents actually requested that he be adopted to a family that were already college educated, and they wanted the family to put them through college. So I mean, it's a weird origination for someone who became so successful, if you ask me. He went on to be one of the greatest entrepreneurs of all time, and here's why. He came from so much adversity that it's really hard to compare him to like Bill Gates when he had a better upcoming. And while I'm talking about Bill Gates, I'd like to say that your competitors make you better to be a better person. So the stronger your competition, the better it's going to make you, the better it's going to drive you to do better. So we're talking about Steve Jobs was coming up against Bill Gates when he was in his prime with Microsoft. That's a pretty steep competition, and we can say today that Steve Jobs did a great job in overcoming that. But as I said, he came over a lot of adversity. For example, the starting place where he began making Apple products was in the garage of his mother's house. It was crazy. Whenever he was with Wozniak, I think it's their name. Whenever he was with Wozniak, they began making computers in their mother's garage. And now we look at where Apple is today. They're manufacturing thousands per second through millions of manufacturers. It's ridiculous. I mean, the exponential growth has been something to see. But anyways, as I was saying, Steve Jobs came over much adversity. In 1985, he was fired from Apple, from the CEO at the time, and he said that Steve Jobs wasn't just, he was explaining to the public that Steve Jobs just didn't fit in with the company, which is really weird considering that Steve Jobs is the entrepreneur. Well, Steve Jobs didn't take that sitting down. We saw that Steve Jobs went on to buy Pixar, and he made amazing movies that still live with us today. Me personally, I watched Toy Story growing up, and we know they made some great movies with Pixar. Moving forward, so Steve Jobs eventually got back with Apple, and he turned Apple around. Apple was about to be bankrupt. We wouldn't even know about Apple right now if it weren't for Steve Jobs coming back. He made the deal of our lifetime, like one of the greatest deals ever known to mankind. He got Microsoft to invest $150 million into Apple. That's ridiculous. That's their biggest competitor. Apple and Microsoft, it's crazy to think that Bill Gates invested $150 million into Apple. But anyways, he brought Apple around, and now look where they are today. They did over $330 billion in sales August of 2015, which makes them the wealthiest company that America has today. Also, I'd like to highlight that his ability as a speaker was untouched. We'll never know someone who could just deliver and make a crowd in so much awe over a product. He had that special gift that really separated him from an entrepreneur to a people person. But anyways, like I said, Steve Jobs is going to be known as one of the greatest minds of all time, and is renowned as the greatest entrepreneur